Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial, and today's tutorial is going to be about the earthquake effect. So let's get started. So right now I've pre-made something, but this is an example of what you might think you should do for this effect, but you shouldn't. And also for this custom background, if you're wondering how I made it, I just got like 3D lines and rotated and copy and pasted them over and over again. So anyways, so as you can see here, so here we have the move triggers moving left and right very quickly, but as you can see that doesn't look too great. And then we have it going up and down really quickly, which is what a lot of people do also, but that doesn't look too great either. And then we have it moving like diagonally up and down, but that doesn't look too great either. So I will show you what you should do. So we can delete these now. Just get rid of that. Oh wait, actually, first let me show you a few things that are wrong. So first, to make a better earthquake effect, we can like make it shake a lot more. We can actually like move the triggers closer together to make more movement. Also, we don't want the same two movements moving over and over again, like up down, like diagonal, however you do it, back and forth. It's just gonna look the same over and over again, and it's not really gonna look like a good effect. So here we have, you know, the X moving left and right, and then over there we had the Y moving up and down. Then we had X and Y, but they're moving diagonally, but it's back and forth, the exact same movement over and over again, and that doesn't look good. Also over here, as you can see, there's no easing, and there's actually when you do an earthquake effect or a shake effect, whatever you want to call it, there's actually certain kinds of easing you can use to make the effect look better. So we can delete these move triggers first. So I've set this to, for the move triggers, for the effect, I'm going to have them set as 2. I've already set them earlier, as you can see here, 2. So let's start off with a move trigger, and here's where it gets kind of tricky. So you don't have to copy my I don't know, my numbers like spot on. So I'm gonna pick 2 random numbers. Make sure they're not too big. Actually, it can be a little big if you want like a crazy shaking effect, but anyways, like 6 and like 8. It's like just 2 random numbers. Now you need a bit of like math to do this sometimes. So 6 and 8. So pretty much now what you want to do, you can move it negative, like whatever you want, like 9. We'll say negative 4. So, but as you see, if we end it like this and we'd have it move it over and over, it wouldn't stay in the exact same spot. Like it'd continuously move up or down, or eventually go off the screen somehow, if you know what I mean. So pretty much after an amount of movements we make, we want to make sure that the difference is 0. For example, or when you add them, it's 0. Like for example, before I had this negative 5 going left, and then the next move trigger, for example, what this would be 5. If it goes negative 5 and then 5, it's going to end in the exact same spot. But in this case, if you do this like 6, and then we have it move negative 7, it's going to end up 3 spaces left, 3 little movements left of where it originally was, because those 2 don't add up to 0. So now that I've explained that, so we have this 6, and we have negative 9, 4, and let's have this move something random, like we can have it move 4, negative, I don't know, 3. So now on this next one we make, let's have it end, like let's have it become 0, so then it ends at the same spot, so that we can copy and paste this movement over and over again later. So first we have, let's focus on X. So 6, 6 plus negative 9 is negative 3. We have negative 3 now. Negative 3 plus 4, that's 1. So now we put negative 1. So now that ends at 0, the exact same spot it was. And now let's look at the y. Y was 8. 8 plus negative 4 is 4. 4 plus negative 3 is 1. So this would be negative 1 also. What a coincidence. So now we have that movement, and it moved like a bit wonky. You see, like, I don't know, like not just back and forth in the same movement. And now what we can do, we can move these closer together, however close you want. It doesn't matter. They don't even have to be evenly spaced out. An earthquake is kind of like just a random shake. You don't want it to look too uniform and organized. And for easing, elastic in out gives like pretty quick movements like that, as you can see right there. Actually, let's copy and paste this so we can see it better. So that'll be fine. So we do that. So now, as you see here, we have like a crazy staticky, shaky, whatever you want to call it. Or bounce in and out tends to give a pretty decent earthquake effect too, as you can see like that. You can also change the timing to like change the amount of shaking it looks like it's doing. Like for example, if you did 0.5, it wouldn't see it becomes a bit more controlled, you could say, a bit more vibrating, instead of when you do 0.1 here, it's a bit more crazy. So like, well, I liked the way it looked at like 0.5, or you can do 0.4, whatever you want. But now that we have how that looks, we can just, all you have to do is copy and paste this, that's it. And actually I forgot, we want to set this to 2. So we move that right there, and we keep doing that. And there we have it, an earthquake effect. See, it's shaking real crazy. But maybe to like add to the effect, you see how there's like 2 different layers of the background? Maybe we could have them shake at different speeds. So you could make like a new set of movements for the next background. For example, like this as opposed to this. Or what you can do, first I'm going to set this to a new group. Let me select this all. Alright, so let's get rid of group 2. We're not going to have it move the same as the other one. And we'll set it to the next tree, which in this case is group 4. So now, what we can do is copy and paste this. And set it to group 4, because that's what we set it to just then. Let's just change the editor L group to make things a bit easier also. And so right now they'll look the same when you do that. But oops, I have to select that whole thing again. Hold on. Well, to make it look a bit different, all we have to do here is just change the time, or we can change the easing or something, and it'll look different somehow. Like we'll change that to group 2. Boom, look, they look like they're shaking a bit different now. That adds a bit more depth, I guess, to your earthquake. Now, like over here, I mean, it might not look that great, but that's kind of just because like the background I made is pretty ugly. Like it's really simple, just a bunch of 3D lines. But anyways, if you want to like add to the magnitude of your shaking, like you want to shake more crazy, you could have like changed these to bigger numbers, like 20 and like 20 something, or even bigger if you want, depending on how much shake you get. But if you're like, if you've already made this like I have, and you like are super lazy, you can just copy and paste this, and it'll just double the movement. So now that'll be moving more crazy. So that's just a tip. Anyways, I guess that's the end of the tutorial. I hope it was helpful. So yeah, I hope you can use this earthquake effect if you wanted more easily now. And I'll see you in the next video.